Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today? It is Friday, April 17th at 10:30 a.m. We're getting close. We got fights starting soon within the next 24 hours. Hopefully, everyone's doing well. By now, guys, you should have already done your film study. You should have already done your research. You probably already have your tickets in, your boots are dug in, and you're just going to leave it up to the boxing gods to see how we do this weekend. This is what we do every week. If you're new to the channel, I say welcome. If you're a JSB insider, if you're a Patreon, it's your support that allows us to continuously grow. We're approaching 500 VIPs in our Discord. To get more information, to join our professional betting Discord, click that link that's pinned there. It'll stay in the comment section. Guys, I have pretty much all my bets in. There's 6 tickets that are live on YouTube and Patreon. I'm going to give you 2 more after this live stream. I'm going to give you a UFC. I'm probably going to do 2 UFC tickets. So check the board. We got a long-term parlay. We have a knockout prop. We have a points prop. We have a big sort of VIP, big baller parlay for you big bettors. That's up. It has a 56% return. There's some good stuff up. It's every week we have action. Boxing is the greatest sport on earth. Just do me one thing. Just like this video as you tap in, and I'll take your questions. The insider should know where I'm putting my money. So let's just get into this right now. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing well. Newton fan 01. Cam Newton. Is that Cam Newton? It's Ben Whittaker fight week. Let's go. Ben Whittaker always makes me a bit hesitant. I got to be honest with you. And it actually has nothing to do with him. Well, 50% him. A lot of my hesitation comes in the form of whenever the media ordains somebody as the next big thing, which happens a lot in our sport. The older you become, I'm sure we have guys in our group older than me, but a lot of you boys are younger than me. So with time, with experience, you'll see these fighters come and go a lot. Guys who have good amateur careers, they get hyped up by the media, and it's a lot of pressure for any young man in their 20s to deal with. On his defense, when I think of Ben Whittaker, I think about the 2 Liam Cameron fights. When I think about Ben Whittaker, I think about his move after his first Liam Cameron fight to Andy Lee. So that is why going into this fight against a tough, rugged Argentinian fighter who's been stopped 3 out of 4 times. He has 4 losses, 3 of them he's been stopped. I'm leaning on the hype and potential and the levels that I saw from Cameron 1 to Cameron 2. That being said, it's boxing. Anything can happen. I do have Ben Whittaker on a sneaky prop bet if you're in Newton's a VIP. So he knows that. Kingdom. Oh, yeah. Same, brother. Same, Kingdom, man. I told you, I've been exhausted. Like, I train my body, right? You guys know that. I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I work out on average 2 to 3 times a day. You know what I mean? So, like, it's part of who I am. I'm a lifelong athlete. I not only train my clients, 80% of my sessions, I'm training with my clients. So I'll be 44 in 2 weeks. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but it's only been in the last 6 months where I've kind of felt my energy levels slowly start to go down a bit. I don't know if it's because I am juggling 2 careers. This is becoming a career. It's we're doing really well with the YouTube boxing, Discord boxing, Patreon boxing. Our community is growing, and you guys know I put a lot of energy into this. So I'm tired too, man. I'm tired, Kingdom Life. What's the word, Johnny boy? It's Mac. Oh, what's up, Mac? How you doing, Mac? Wild deal. I'm doing good, brother. Hopefully you're doing well. Or an entertainment perspective, this is the time of the week. My Friday live stream for me is the time of the week that we've already done the work. It's almost like I kind of go. I've never spoken about this, but I go into this like we are the fighters, and that sounds crazy because we're the men behind the keyboards, right? But I run, if you notice how I run our group, if you notice how I operate, look at our rule set in the Discord. I have the mental perspective that we are in fight week every week with our preparation. So think about a fighter. The fighter each fight week has two fights. He has the scales, which is their first fight. Making weight is your first fight, and then obviously you have the fight. By the time you make weight, you've already done all the work. So those next 24 hours, you just relax, you get excited, you're preparing to showcase all of the work that you've put in your fight camp. I always tell people at the high level, fighters, boxers at the highest level, they're not going in there fighting an opponent. They're fighting against themselves. They're fighting against their last performance. They're fighting to showcase to their fans, to their haters, how much they have leveled up. I look at it the same way. By this time, when we have fights tomorrow in 24 hours, we've already laid the groundwork. We've already put our bets in. It's time to just sit back and be a little bit stressed. What's up, PJ? PJ, they said Natalie Dove is on upset alert. For real? Shout out to my boy PJ, the promoter, by the way. One of the best young upcoming boxing minds in our group. So Natalie Dove, she's an MVP girl. Who's saying or people? Hold on, before I even get into this, PJ's an OG. He's an OG JSB insider. He was on the ground floor. We launched it in August. So PJ's been with us through the ups and downs. In our group, in whatever Discord you guys are in, if you're not in my group, you would know this. I think it's normal. It's normal betting degenerate behavior. And don't be offended if I say that. It's normal betting degenerate behavior to second guess and get sort of antsy about your bets. That's sort of like the casual bettor, like the person who's learning how to bet, the person who is like risking, they feel like each bet they're risking their entire livelihood. So they're stressed out. So whenever you have a group of over almost 500 guys, you're going to get stressed out people. People are going to be second guessing. Do I think Natalie Dove is going to lose? No, I don't think that at all. But I'm going to look at the odds. No, she should be all right here. And I don't know. Now, she's not on any of my parlays only because she wasn't offered when I put my parlays in. So I'm not I'm not trying to sit here and say people are saying maybe they see something. Maybe she had a rough weight cut. I think Natalie Dove, everything, all things considered, MVP, A side. She's a 5-1 favorite. She should get the job done on points. She doesn't appear on any of my tickets, but that's only because that fight wasn't offered when I put my tickets in. What do you think, PJ? Do you think Natalie's going to lose? I'm a big Cam Newton fan, dude. When Cam was young, Cam was that dude. Cam was like a guy. I remember when Cam broke through, even when he was in college. 6'6", a cannon of an arm, fat. Real fast too. He was like you made him in a lab, Cam Newton. Physicality wise, and he had a little decent run at Carolina too. I'm an Ohio State Buckeye guy. So like when I think about my favorite players, I'm a loyal. When it comes to football, I'm a loyalist by fault. I'm a diehard Ohio State Buckeye. My whole family went to Ohio State, went to Columbus. I grew up 2 hours north of Columbus, and then I'm a diehard Cleveland Browns fan. So, but game recognizes game. When Cam was in his prime, dude, come on, man. He put together some great years. Hello, Johnny. Do you think a fight between Collins and Lorente will be a close one? I do. I think it'll be a close one. They made it a rematch for a reason. The first one was a draw. I thought Nathaniel Collins did enough to edge out the first one. I thought I was mad with the draw. And you could check our receipts. The draw ruined my long parlay. It was another one of those weeks where we would have hit everything, and then there was the draw. In my book, that's a loss. So I was salty. I rewatched it, and I came to this conclusion. Nathaniel Collins hurt Lorente in the fourth. Didn't drop him, but wobbled him, staggered him, enough to where everybody knew about it. Now, shout out to Cristobal Lorente. From the fifth round onwards, he knew the best way for him to win was to lure Collins into a dogfight. Lure Collins, like make Collins go away from his plan A, pointing, scoring, outboxing, winning rounds, and make this optically look like a tit for tat war. And that's what it looked like. And I think that was a mistake on Collins' end. I think Collins could have made his job a lot easier if he would have used the entire ring. I think he's the slicker boxer. And so I expect adjustments, and I really like Nathaniel on the money line, and I like him on points. Guys, I say this every live stream, and as we're growing, I think it's important for me to reiterate. I don't know how other channels operate. I don't know how other YouTube content creators, Patreon guys, Discord people operate regarding the person's opinion. But if you have your mind made up on a fight and we're disagreeing, I'm not trying to make you change your mind. If anything, I want you to stick to your guns. I want you to do your own research, do your own film study. Once you make the bet, over time, as you win consistently, second guessing your bet is normal, but stand on business. I don't want you flip. Like, by this time, 24 hours away, there should be no flip-flop. And you should know through what you've seen, what your eyes have witnessed, what your mind is telling you. There's a little bit of intuitiveness to this. And then understanding the game, you should know where your bets are. But my goal isn't to make you agree with me, okay? I don't want people to think that my goal is to make you agree with me. Little Showtime. What's up, big homie? Boxing fan, Johnny. Appreciate you, man. I do love our Discord. I gotta be honest with you. It's not just boxing in there. We got shout out to, we got a new guy, and I mean we had 7 new members in yesterday. But the coolest thing when I'm learning about about the Discord community is that you have like a couple, there's a few different personality types. The type who comes in, who just sits in the back and just learns and soaks up what's going on. There's the type who is really proactive about posting schedules and analysis. Shout out to Barry Unboxing. Guys, Barry Unboxing is a low-key beast. That's his name in our Discord. And then you have a guy who just came in who he joins, and he just wants to help, and he wants to put out his insight in such a positive way. Shout out to Duffel Bag Picks. Duffel Bag Picks joined yesterday, and he jumped right in and started adding value, which is amazing. So it's one of these things that we don't even have we're not even a year into this. So as we grow, August will be 1 year. We'll have a bigger sort of sample size of the pros and cons of what we're doing. And I just want to give a shout out. We got our latest Discord. We're up to 482 now. These are the Discord names. IZ, Aussie Pugilist is back. Duffel Bag Picks was in last night. Ryo 480, GT, get GT Hose, Kimmy. Those are our 5 newest. So yeah, we're in a good spot. Andy Lee, he does, man. Andy Lee, the real ones know about Andy Lee. Good coach, good pro. DGZ, what's up? What's good, man? What are your thoughts on the over 4.5 for Whittaker fight? I like the over. I'm gonna take this off. It's getting hot up in here. So the seasons are changing, and I just got done boxing. So after hot shower, change, get ready for the live, throw the hoodie on because it's a little cooler, and then you start filming, and it gets hot out. I like the over. It's really not my wheelhouse though. As you know, you don't see any tickets in mine that I post with overs on it. It's just not. Maybe I'm not going to say I would never pick overs, but I know guys who make a lot of money on taking overs and unders. It's just not my wheelhouse. I guess we're all comfortable in our own certain, with our own styles. But I think the fight. Look, I guess because I don't have a lot of experience betting overs, I would second guess that. I second guess that. Because my pick is Whittaker by knockout, and the odds suck. And I'm second guessing that. Because I recently broke down a guy. I don't I know his name. I just did his tape. He fought Derval Palacio. Okay, so maybe a year ago there was an Argentinian guy named Derval Palacio, tough as nails, who fought. He was getting ready for a fight with Amon Khatib, and Amon Khatib is the same guy after the Palacio fight went on to fight David Morrell. Right? It's all connected. When you look at Ben Whittaker's opponent, he he not only beat Derval Palacio, he stopped him. Now I didn't tape that fight, and that was a few years ago. But that's a good win on his resume. Derval Palacio will never be a world champion, but he's a tough, durable sort of cat. Tough dude to get out of there. Now, Whittaker's opponent now he is 35 now. And, he's being brought in there to get stopped. Because I played the knockout in a perfect world, I'd like to think Ben Whittaker would stop him in the second round. So when I see over 4.5, I then think the longer this fight goes, the less likely it's going to be for Ben Whittaker to get the stoppage. So I'm not trying to make you second guess your pick, but I'm sorry. I got hit in the nose a couple times, so my nose is messing with me. I was just sparring. I hear the birds chirping. Yeah, my patio. So I have a second floor. The room I film in, there's a second floor patio there. So that's literally I live in like a tree house in a national park. It's like close enough, like literally, I could see on certain parts of the neighborhood, I could see the Harbor Bridge, but I'm far enough away to still be in nature. I freaking love my neighborhood. 3-leg parlay, Nico Lavar, Shadesha. Yep. What's up, Boz Marv? How you doing? That's a good one. Sam Gilly, man, there's a lot of heat on the Sam Gilly Aston Brown fight. I like it. Who would have thought that we would have been stoked about Sam Gilly versus Aston Brown? That's our sport, though. That's our group. That's our community. That is, true blue boxing heads will find value. We will find value in any fight. Bro, I just came in first on Tapology. How'd you do, man? I did before I went to bed. I did a sneaky Tapology. The card started early. I lost 2, so I went 8 out of 10. The 2 fights I lost on Tapology were not on the bet. PFL had a card tonight in the UK. I took Chris Mixon, he lost, and then I took Derek Kelly and he lost. But on another ticket, I took JJ Wilson by knockout at plus 546, and he won. So it's always fun. That's why I really don't post those bets in the Discord. Just enough to keep me connected with the MMA scene. I like Elon. Yeah, I heard some people on Gary's chat. Shout out to, he fought at 130 pounds. Terry Lance. Shout out to former professional boxer Terry Lance. I think Bud Crawford's camp brought Terry Lance in when Bud was getting ready for Ricky at 135. I could be wrong, but I know he's connected with Crawford's camp. I think I saw Terry on in the comment section saying liked Elon De Jesus as well. I'm not playing that fight only because that fight wasn't offered to me until recently. I'll pull it up for you though. Let's have a look. Is this the Aaron? Is De Jesus fighting a kid named Aaron something? No, Connor Attaway. Yeah, I don't know much about, like, I didn't tape these guys. I don't know much about these guys. Connor Attaway, Elon De Jesus. De Jesus is a plus money. Play it, man. Look, I told you guys all week, we've had a massive 2026. The first quarter of the year was amazing for our team, for our community, for our growth, for our bankrolls. My bankroll increased, your bankroll increased, our community. And so when I do these, when I prepare my social media schedule, I look ahead. I have the schedule ahead, right? So I told you guys like 3 weeks ago I wasn't going to do any Stats Don't Lie videos for these 2 weeks. This is week 2 of me not doing a Stats Don't Lie video because how busy we've been since the new year and how busy we're about to get. So all of my bets this week, half unit bets, nothing crazy. I've done film study. You know, I've given you my picks. I want to win all of my bets, but I don't want to say I'm not that invested in this weekend. It's just you know, we've had a massive week, massive year, and it's going to be really busy as we round the corner next week. So I'm not gambling this week to get, you know, like these are all. I didn't go heavy on any of these fights. Do you think Ben? I'm playing Ben to get the knockout. I like some of the props that I really like. I mean, based on logic, based on matchmaking, Whittaker by knockout, Alicia Bumgarner on points, Shadesha Green on points. I like Nathaniel Collins on points. Those are logical picks in my opinion, based off of film study, where these fighters are trending, how these fighters fight. I also like. I'm torn, man. You know, because Julius likes RBS by knockout. But if you look at the props, I'll pull up RBS by knockout and RBS on points. They're both at about plus 110. Did they take this off? Like he's a massive favorite on the money line. But here you go. If you want to make money on Royston Barney Smith, young kid, what is he, 22? 22-year-old kid fighting a 31-year-old dude, Connor McIntosh. Royston Barney Smith, you know, I know some of the boys like him by stoppage here. Connor McIntosh he's a grown ass man. He's a hard 31. We pulled his box rec up yesterday. So I don't have action on this, but if I were, I think I like RBS on points rather than stoppage. But I'm not playing that. It's something for you guys to look into. Damn, JR, I remember we only had 30 people in the Discord. Ground floor, gents. We're growing. We're approaching 500, man. And I couldn't be happier with how everybody gets along. You know what I mean? That's my favorite thing. Manny Robles predicting knockout of Mugia. Guys, what's up, Rob? Who am I to? Coach Manny Robles is like the underground king. In the last 24 months, think about how many fighters we've seen Manny bring into the ring as an underdog and then leave victorious. Armando Resendez being one of them against Caleb. But there's multiple examples of this. You know what? I watched the stare down today. I think my money's on Resendez, man. There's something about Resendez's current form. He just seems a bit more brutish. He seems a bit more confident in what he wants to do. I'm not saying Jaime isn't, but Jaime sometimes I think can find himself in a fight searching out for answers, trying to figure, at least with Resendez, he's operating with a game plan that is really precise. So, and he looked great against Caleb. What's up, Joe Villani? Let's fight, love it, bro. Looking forward to it. Let's get it. We got a good weekend coming up. Money making Merv in the house. Money making Merv in the house. Let's go, Johnny Collins, Bumgarner, Green, McGrill, Whittaker, all money line. Yeah, let's go. I have action on all of these fighters except Joe McGrill. The only reason I don't have Joe McGrill on my parlay is because I hadn't got to his film study yet. He's the one who's fighting. What's he fighting? Aaron Dwyer? Aaron Hayden. Plus 260. Yeah, it's good. Just because I don't bet on a guy doesn't mean I don't like him. All right. I've noticed I get a lot of questions from a lot of the newbies who come to our group, which is fine. Ask away. But don't overthink your bets. If you like a fight and you look at the tickets that I post and I don't play the fight, that doesn't mean I don't like the fight. It's just that it's a fool's game to bet on every fight. I talk about this every week. A, the best bet you'll ever make is the one you don't make. That's real rap. And B, sometimes the best bets we make are the ones we avoid. So it's just, week in and week out, you'll see, I won't have action on certain fights that everybody else has action on. It's no reason other than that I don't like betting on every single fight. And if you're an MMA bettor, I said this 2 weeks ago because, we just had the PFL. UFC's this week, UFC Canada. If you're finding yourself watching the UFC fights and you're betting on every single fight, don't get upset when you lose. That is a fool's game. You can't expect yourself to bet on all 12 fights and win all 12 fights, okay? It's okay to watch fights and not gamble on them. You know what I'm saying? Have boundaries in your strategy. Like the UFC, the only time I ever chase is in my UFC parlays or in a boxing parlay. And I've told you this before, and you shouldn't expect me to repost a parlay if this happens. The only time I ever chase is if the first leg of a parlay loses, then I'll re-up and put resubmit the next parlay with the remaining 4 legs. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't happen a lot. It happened last week in the UFC. I put a 5-legger out. The first leg lost, and then I re-upped on the 4 legs and it hit. I shouldn't have, that's how I roll. But if I do a 5-leg parlay and the third leg hit and the third leg loses, I'm done with that card. I'm not chasing. It's a bad habit to do. It's a bad strategy to get used to doing is chasing. Check the leaderboard. Cody, I don't even know what that is, bro. I know you're talking about Tapology. I don't. I'm sorry, man. I'm an old head. I don't know what that leaderboard means. What's up, blue collar? I got Ronnie Jalamo beating Alex Vargas tomorrow's MVP card. Late. Yeah, Ronnie late, last second replacement. Vargas' original opponent pulled out. Tough little fight, man. You know, is it Jalomo? He was obviously preparing for a fight. Let's pull up those odds. I know some of the guys were high on Alex Vargas. So this is blue collar's sneaky upset plus 400. This is a blue collar special. Last minute. This is like last minute replacement. Alex Vargas' original opponent. I don't know what happened. Ronnie Gelamo jumps in from the shy. What if somebody from the shadow was ill, got a deal on the hottest rap label around? We got a super chat in the house. My boy paid back in De Niro. You better pay, my man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for the $10 super chat. Shout out to Johnny, the JSB Insiders. We're growing. I haven't seen the odds yet. Ask and thou shalt receive. These are the odds in Australia. Let's go over, you know what we're going to do with 30 minutes in. Guys, wherever you are in the world, like this video. Listen to our guy, Boxing Fan. Support the cause. I'm going to go through all the fights that my book is showing, and then I'll just do a sort of rapid parlay, we'll call it. You guys should know my pick. We'll do this with the, maybe I'll do the last 5 minutes with the UFC. You know what? I'll do a UFC parlay on live today in about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, because I haven't given you my picks yet for the UFC. We'll do it together. I'll lock it in together on the live, and then I'll share it for the Patreon and the boys. But so look, guys, these $1 favorites, I'm not playing any of them. Why? Why are we playing these $1s? Those are crazy odds. 33 to 1, 33 to 1, 33 to 1, 20 to 1. Absolutely insane. So nope. Marcus Sutherland, people were asking me about this. Latif Bayo Alabi. He's an African fighter who calls Ireland home. Marcus Sutherland. Did any of you tape this fight? I know that people asked me about this fight. I couldn't find tape on Latif. I'm not betting on this fight. But if you are betting on this fight, let me know. I'm not going to hate on you for it. Nico Lavarez, I have action on this fight. You guys know where my money is. I took Nico earlier in the week at $1.88 when the odds were close to 50-50. I know I'm not the only one. A lot of guys are taking Nico here. Obviously, money coming back. Nico on points isn't a bad shout either, a plus 103. Nico on the money line, Nico on points. That's tempting to play. You know what? That's a bit too tempting not to play. I might. That's a sneaky little prop at plus money right here. 100 gets you your money back plus $103. That's sneaky. I like that. See, that wasn't being offered when I made my parlays. Nico on points. Nice, man. So I really like that bet. I have him on a parlay on the money line. RBS. You know what? We could do a sneaky half unit double. Nico and RBS on points. So I would play this. Even though my bets are already in, this isn't a little double. Nico on points. Royston Barney-Smith on points. I know Julius likes the knockout. I don't know if I like the knockout, man. It's tough for me to take British fighters by knockout at 22 years old. Only because he's going up against a guy who's 10 years older, who has his grown man strength. He has a family to feed. He talks about it. Unless he's just totally outclassed. Unless Royston just runs the hills on him. Run the jewels on him. You know what, Julius? You talked me into it. So I'm not playing this, but let's go Julius. So Julius likes the knockout. If you take RBS, because I can see that happening. Royston's a 22-year-old young prospect, has a lot of hype. He has a lot of, he's good. Confident fighter. Maybe he, volume output, outclasses, hitting him a lot, and all of a sudden by the fourth round, the ref is kind of stepping in, looking, and he does one. I could see that happening. I assume that's the lean that Julius is talking about. So if you go half unit, because I don't have action on these two fights. Well, you take Lavar's on points at plus 103, RBS by knockout. You're plus 293. I don't hate that. That could be a sneaky double right now. I wasn't getting those odds when I put my bets in, but I really like that. Let me know what you think. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do we're doing it. I'm going to keep those in. We're going to do a long shot method of victory parlay, something with like 1,000 plus 1,000 or plus 2,000 odds. Those two will be our first legs. Let's go. Okay, so we got RBS by knockout. We got Nico on points. We got... See, I already have Sam Gilly on 2 parlays. So for the sake of my strategy, I'm not going to touch this fight. Just for the sake, it's like a non-spoken hedge. I think Sam's going to win, but why risk throwing him on a third parlay when I already have 2 legs of action with him if he doesn't win, right? So I'm going to leave him off of this one. Nathaniel Collins, I have Nathaniel Collins on 1 parlay. I have him on points. I think Nathaniel Collins on points is the play. I'm going to leave him off of this because I already have him on that play. Raquel Miller, can we get her on points? I saw the weigh-ins. I just saw her on the scale. She looks great. All right, and I'm going to take Elon De Jesus here. So I'm going to listen to the chat. This is a shout out to the JSB chat and a shout out to, somebody one of our insiders. So we're going to take De Jesus. We're already at plus 746. Now we're cooking. This will be a half unit play, boys. We'll call this the live stream long shot. Alex Vargas. No, surely we're not taking Ronnie. Surely we don't throw the plus 400 on there. Of course we're going to put the plus 400 on there. And don't call me Shirley. Of course I'm serious. Surely you can't be serious. Of course I'm serious. And don't call me Shirley. Jamal Harvey by knockout? Those odds suck, though. It's a 6-rounder. Jamal Harvey's opponent, Daniel Lugo, is like a foot taller than him. Do we risk Harvey on points? Let's see it. Let's see if Daniel Lugo's ever been stopped. This is fun. Daniel Lugo box rec. Oh yeah, Daniel Lugo is 6-4, and he's been stopped 4 times. Yeah, Ashton Silva just knocked him out in the 5th. He got stopped against everybody. Jamal Harvey, it's only his 3rd pro fight. Jamal Harvey's little, though. I'm going to stay away from this one. I'm not going to force it. I'm going to stay away from that one. Natalie Dove on points. See, that's not worth it, but do we just, if it's a half unit, I'm going to take Natalie Dove on points. Ward plus 1,000, boys. That might be it's a 4-legger plus 1,000. I think we're going to stick there. All right. I'm going to make this live real quick. So we got some sneaky action. All right, so what are we doing here? Our first play is Nico Lavar's on points. This will be free game. Okay, plus 103. And then we took RBS by knockout. Shout out to Julius. RBS by knockout. 194. And then we got Elon De Jesus at plus money. Looking saucy, boys. And then we got Natalie Dove on points. We are at plus 1,000. Lock and load. It's lock and load time. It's adios time. And we are live. All right, guys, full transparency. Plus 1,000. This is free game. I'll post this on my Facebook. I'll post this on Instagram in the public section. Free game, plus 1,000. Why not? The boys are just hanging out. You know, we're just hanging out. Shooting the shit. You know, that's fun. This is what we do. I'm going to make it do what it do, baby. I'm going to see where everyone else is out. You don't think Benny gets the knockout? Ooh, Giselle and Tio Tutti got some drugs. We'll get into that next week. You think Alicia gets the job done? Yes. Yes. Bumgarner, she's going to win it. She's going to win a decision. She's classy, man. She can fight. She can box. A-side, classy. She can box. Bo it should be a fun fight, but she does everything better than Bo. I like Bo, though. I see you took Ben 1-6. No, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't. You must not be talking about me. I don't do those bets. I don't do 1-6. I said Jesus. Now I'm feeling bad. Nah, DJ, feel bad. It's for the boys. Nobody's 100%. We did that as a community parlay. They don't have to listen to us. They had to put an easier opponent in front of him since he tried his hardest to knock out his last opponent. Still couldn't. Yeah, so we're talking about Harvey. The weigh-ins are insane. Did you see how small Harvey looks? But he's going to get right up under that now. Let's go. All right, we are 40 minutes in. Let's look at the UFC real quick. I have to give you guys a UFC ticket. I've had my eyes on a few of these fights in Canada. Not a lot. Okay. If you guys watch The Contender, Mark Vologden was in a dogfight. He's a shorter guy. I think Mark Vologden is either Ukrainian or Sweden. He's from Europe. Tiny guy, was in an all-out barn burner. Dude, at one time, John Castaneda was being spoken about as like a sort of guy that, maybe could contend in that division. I like Castaneda here. It's great value. I'm going to take Castaneda on the money line. He needs a win. Statistically speaking, I think this is Mark's first official UFC fight. I think Mark might have lost in the Contender and they gave him a contract. John Castaneda should get it done here. I think these odds should be a little bit wider than they are. And I like John here. I might just do a sneaky plus money double, and we'll see where we're at. Melissa Croden. I think I might go with one of the hometown guys. Because the card is Canadian fighters do tend to step up in Canada. I think I'm going to go with the kid who's fighting Gil. All right, that's my double. I'm putting it in right now. I'll add this. This is my UFC plus money double. I'm going Castaneda and Mallet on the money line at plus 129. I'm gonna live and die with it. I'm gonna go. All these are half unit though, so whatever your bankroll is, this week is not a heavy betting week for me, considering we're up so much the whole year, and these are more like entertainment bets. So if your average bet is $200, go 100. If your average bet is 1,000, go 500. If your average bet's $5, go 250. You guys know simple mathematics. I'm not here to. Actually, I am here to teach you. I'm here to educate you. All right, let's do this. So I'm going with full transparency. I like. Come on, Castaneda, dude, get a W for us. And I'm going with Mike Mallet. Double, nothing too insane. Let's get our W. Here we effing go. So there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Am I getting trolled now because I'm a diehard Cleveland fan? Any Cavs bets for the playoffs? I don't bet on my team, mate. My pops always said, Johnny, never bet with your heart, always bet with your wallet. So I don't gamble on my teams. I don't gamble on the Cavs. I don't gamble on the Browns. I'll gamble on the Buckeyes, though. OHIO. Da 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 da. Da 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 ba 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 ba. Oh hey ba 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 ba. OHIO. So yeah, I'm not betting on the Cavs. Yeah, I'm not sure if you could trust Mark, but I can't bet on Castaneda. The Shadesha wins. Shadesha wins. I like Shadesha on points. Burns is a dog. Yeah, Burns is burned out, brother. Look, I've been a Gil fan since he broke through decades ago. He's been training down at South Florida with my guy, Dr. Corey Peacock, his whole career. Dr. Corey Peacock is a professor at Nova Southeastern University in South Florida, and he's the head strength and conditioning coach. He's been with all them since they were the Black Zillions. We know they have like 6 name changes. They went from the Black Zillions to Ruka, or not Ruka Sport, Black Zillions to Sanford MMA. Who knows what they're called now? But Gil's part of that team. Kamaru Usman's been down there. Michael Johnson. It's how Abel Trujillo was on that squad. It's how I became personal friends with rest in peace. Rumble Johnson was a buddy of mine. I met him through Dr. Corey Peacock. So I've watched Gil's whole career. Yes, Gil probably did the best against Khamzat Chimaev. When you're thinking about who Khamzat struggled with, Gil dropped him. So and Gil, world-class grappling. Gil's up there though, man. And when I'm putting together, A sides and B sides, where fighters are trending, they think they got one with Mike Mallet, man. They think Mike Mallet is that dude. I've seen Mike Mallet perform. I've seen him underperform before. He got Neil Magnied once, but a lot of people get Neil Magnied. So I like that bet. We got some super chats popping. Pooty Bandana in the Pootie Tang. Pootie Tang. What's up, Johnny? Shout out to the JSB community. Always looking forward to these fight weekends with you guys. Appreciate the $25 super chat. You make my day. I really mean that. Everybody who supports. We are a growing community. I can't say that enough. And the longer you guys stick around, you understand what I mean by that. We appreciate you having here. We appreciate having you here. And the fight weekends are fun, man. You know, my girlfriend, she's, I don't talk about her a lot. She understands how much energy I put into this too now. So like initially she thought it was just like a fad. She didn't understand what we were doing. So why are you always on your phone on Sunday? Because fight Saturday is my Sunday in Australia. And so now it's like she knows how serious we take this, and she's watched our growth. Now she just knows. She's like, Sunday, Johnny got boxing on Sunday. So shout out to Pootie. What a great shout out. Shout out to Pootie, dude. That's our guy. What's up, Mr. Reed in the house? Classy Mr. Reed is always pieced up and creased up. Hit the likes, guys. We're 47 minutes in. We covered 2 tickets. We did that pretty quick too. It's kind of like how I do when I go shopping. I go shopping. I'll go shopping with my girlfriend. She's looking for like something to wear, and I might be looking for something to wear on a night out. She's like, "You're always just in and out." I was like, "I have a vision. I know what I want. I go in there. I read the room. I try things on, execute, and I'm out. That's it. No second guessing." Same way with the bets. We went in there. We gave 2 tickets. We were like, boom, boom, boom. Let's get it. Guys, I think I'm going to ride out because I do have clients. It's 11:15 a.m. Friday, April 17th. I have one more. I have a couple that I coach. Shout out to John and Viv. They come to my house. They've been clients of mine for 8 years. Long before the pandemic. Before the pandemic happened, I had a gym in the city, in Sydney CBD. All my clients came there. Once that happened and the world got shut down, I built a gym in my garage, and a lot of people stuck with me. So I'm super grateful. My clients come in about an hour. Super grateful to you guys in the JSB community. There's only one thing left for us to do now is watch the fights. I'll go live tomorrow. CEO, tell her we up. We are. She knows, bro. She has to know we're up, man. That's why she's letting us do what we do now. You guys are the best, man.